What's in the news today? Really have to learn how to unlock weapon room. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, that can be easily missed, I guess. Anyways, hey nerds! That's not what we're here to talk about today. What we're here to talk about today is this little nonsense up here. So, you know, we have the Winter Banner coming out, all armored units, all with weird abilities, the Brazen skills that are, you know, Defiant skills at more HP and don't activate as actual skills, so therefore they can't be panic ployed, things like that. And of course the fighter skills that seem to be exclusive to armors. Someone made a comment when I was looking over this, and I've seen it debated in several of the discords, like, oh, guess we shouldn't bother pulling for anything but seasonal. And, well, okay, I guess we could talk about that a little bit, because out of all of the seasonal units, what do I oftentimes see when it comes to this? Well, I guess we can have a little bit of a debate. We can talk about this. Should you bother, you know, trying to go for anything that would be, you know, anything out of seasonal? And the simple answer is, I think yes, obviously, but yeah, I get the feeling, I get the frustration that comes with this, because a lot of these units here, well, there's the chance that you'll miss them. Especially when it comes to some of the stronger seasonal units. But let's just talk about some of the things that have come out of seasonal units recently. There's, of course, units like Axura here, who is one of the best dancers in the game right now just because of her unique buff from her weapon, which, of course, allows her to, you know, dance and then give someone speed, attack, defense, and res +3. That's a pretty strong effect. And, in fact, all of her banner was dancers, you know. We had Inigo, we had Shigure, we had Olivia. These were all units that showed up there and were quite powerful in their own way. And of course, if you managed to get any of them, well, you were probably better off, because having more dancers is definitely a better option for you as a whole. That's one example of a seasonal banner that I felt, yeah, that was probably one of the best to roll on, because dancers are a vital portion of the game, especially now. And having more than, you know, I think it's like, what? God, I can't remember how many were in the game before that. Trying to think, Ninian, Olivia, Azura, normal, and that was about it, I think. And then, of course, here came, you know, 4 additional dancer units, all of them ready to go, and you got a new bit. Outside of that, though, I'm trying to think of units that were insanely overpowered to the point that they were broken. And, of course, the easiest option, of course, is Cordelia, obviously. She was the one unit that everyone wanted because she had the speed, and she had the attack to just back it up and run a Brave Bow build, which made her insanely popular, and she still is quite popular because of it. And no one's really hit the, I mean, outside of Bravelyn, but Bravelyn is of course, unique normal unit. She's in the pool. And now we have, you know, that to contribute to more things, but obviously we got a lot of banners out there that were, well, technically not the greatest when it came down to it. And while I'm sure everyone likes to point at the you know, Halloween banner that we recently had that had Jacob and Henry, who were armored units, and then of course Naui, who was a flying tome unit, and then of course Sakura as well, who had Dagger Valor and was meant to kill your units that were mage users. Outside of that, I didn't really feel like these units here were really meant to power creep. I mean, they didn't really have too much going on for them. They weren't exactly amazingly overpowered, but in the right situation you could do that. That's the same sort of thing that happened with things like Naui, Spring Camilla, and even characters like Inigo. I mean, Inigo's... Actually, no, wait, not Inigo. God, where is it? Summercorn. Talking is really hard for me, guys. And, you know, I really see it kind of odd when people, like, try to point out and go, ah, oh, man, seasonal banners are the only thing that are really worth pulling for. True, in some sense, because when it comes to seasonal banners, they aren't added to the pool later, which kind of sucks. That's usually why they run a month. Usually. I'm actually kind of upset that they didn't decide to roll this back and, you know, make it a month, because I have a feeling that because of how we see the situation is that in 2 weeks, when that ends on the 31st, since it's technically still the 31st, that's when the legendary banner is going to start, and they bring out, you know, maybe some additional seasonal units that were missed. That's their excuse to end the seasonal banner that they have going on right now, which is a terrible idea because, obviously, a month is a good choice, or at least a good enough option to get some of these units that are rare and, you know, won't show up for a long time. Some of them are decent. That Dancer banner before mentioned, Bridal Cordelia, some of the Halloween banners. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. The Bridal banner was actually pretty good in some of the ways that it worked, and of course, a lot of you were all over that, you know. But when it came down to surefire, which units are probably the best, a lot of them are units that are not included in seasonal banners. I mean, a lot of the game changers that came from the game are things like Reinhardt and Brave Lynn and units like that that can just, you know, be pulled from a normal banner. Then, of course, we also had units like, I'm trying to think, Sigurd, who, you know, came out in his own little thing and had his own little possibilities there. And he is a strong unit because, well, he can just destroy mages, at least deal with them fairly decently. We had other units like Dorcas, Arden, Black Knight. These are units that you got for free, you know. Not so much Dorcas, but, you know, Arden, Black Knight, those are units you got for free, things you got really well. And they changed the meta quite a bit, too. I mean, Arden was a surprise for a lot of people. Black Knight was just powerful because he has his own built-in counter weapon. Things like that. I feel like when people look at seasonal banners, they're expecting things that are just power creepy. And unfortunately, I do think that this banner here that's coming up is going to be a bit of a power creep. I mean, especially for abilities like Lissa's and Tharja's, because that is essentially, you know, giving them a guaranteed follow-up attack no matter as long as they initiate or as long as they have HP above a certain threshold, and of course have a, you know, additional little steroid where, hey, look, I now reduce my charge more. And I've just so we're clear, people, a lot of you guys have been going, Sages, you misread that. That's not how it works. And then I'm just going to point out and show you something, just so we're clear. The way that those are written, they're written a lot like Heavy Blade here, where it says, unit gains special cooldown charge plus 1. That's exactly how those are written. They are written in such a way that it makes it seem like they're going to be gaining additional charges, but it's just because of how weirdly it's written. But these are special things where it's like, oh yeah, if you use that ability, you get the special little trait there that will reduce the cost. It basically means you're gaining more. You're gaining more to your cooldown, meaning, bam, I hit, and then therefore it's reduced by 1. I don't understand why people can't get that. Like, look at things like Guard. Look at things like, you know, all that fun stuff. It's gonna be a weird one. It's gonna be a weird next month. I'm not too certain how people feel about the power creepiness of this whole banner. I'm not too sure how you guys really think it is going to be. I mean, several of you probably don't even like armored units. I know a lot of people don't. I really love Armor Emblem, and I really like working with it, but I do see that the brazen skills and things like that are very interesting, and I would like them to work that back into units that are actually coming to, you know, stay. Especially not, for, you know, coming to stay for more than 2 weeks. Because when it comes to these banners, there's a lot more out there that we could really take advantage of. And this ends in a day, so I really have to tell you guys, do your children a you know, if you haven't gotten the children yet, do it now. I mean, if you're trying, you know, why not? I really don't see a reason not to. They're all great units. Rajat's now in the pool again, because why not? But, do I feel that seasonal banners are overpowered? No. But I do think you guys, it does favor it. Chances are you're probably going to want to spend more money on the units that are special and, you know, going to disappear after a bit, as opposed to the units that are already in the pool, which kind of sucks, but that's just how it goes. I figured we'd have this discussion just to see what you guys think, what you guys thought, and what's going to happen. Do you guys think seasonal banners are just too much, or do you think they're just the right amount of nonsense for your buck? because a lot of you seem to have this debate over and over and over again. Anyways, give me your discussions in the comments below. I would love to hear it. For now, though, nerds, I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for watching.